around tonight's elections, around the primary elections in general, we do have an ongoing and evolving conversation about what sorts of issues the voters are interested in, what positions they will support, and in particular, what direction candidates for the Democratic Party should take. Simplifying things down to two different camps never actually reflects reality, but in this case, there are largely two philosophies that we see in effect across the vast majority of cases, where you have this idea that the way that you win is by trying to appeal to Republicans or Trump supporters, by broadening your appeal, by not being too crazy or radical on the social issues, trying to appeal to fiscal conservatives and all that, try to expand the base a little bit, pull in some people who might not have voted for you, and try to win that way. That has been the overall strategy, with some modifications, for the Democratic Party in most races for ever, my life, basically. And now in this cycle, like with Bernie Sanders in the last cycle, you have a different strategy, and that is to put forward a bold economic platform that is meant to appeal to, yes, some of those Trump supporters, but also those in the center and those on the left, some of which don't feel like there's any option for them traditionally in most elections, and so they have chosen to sit out. But the belief is that if you push forward a bold vision for the future, issues like $15 minimum wage, Medicare for all, free college, things like that. Some people talking about universal basic income. There's lots of issues when it comes to the economy, the Green New Deal, all of that. And we've had people on the show over the course of the past few months which have described these policies in great detail. So those are available to watch on demand. That is the other side. And that side has been very successful for some of the politicians that you're seeing over on the side of me right now, like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and others. And tonight, that strategy will be put to the test yet again. Not only with Abdul El-Sayed in Michigan, but Brent Welder, as I was just saying. We're gonna have more cases of these competing visions, where you have competitive primaries with some candidates representing more of the center or more of the right of the Democratic Party, and some representing the new insurgent progressive wing of the Democratic Party. And so tonight, we will have some tests of that. But when it comes to what these people will support, we do have a little bit of information about that. I want to jump ahead to the first chart for the control room. You're going to see net support for left policies amongst urban, suburban, and rural populations. So how popular are these potential policies? So what you're seeing there is the difference between support and approval. So positive numbers means more people approve of it than not. So things like ending cash bail, something that you're seeing becoming more common at the state and local level, but also Bernie Sanders had his bill. Across both rural, suburban, urban populations, quite popular. Even more popular, taking away some patents from pharmaceutical corporations to allow for generic drugs that would drive down healthcare costs for millions of Americans. Overwhelmingly supported right there. One of the issues that would be described as sort of a left-wing pie in the sky idea, a federal jobs guarantee that we've seen some bills coming from Democratic senators over the past few months. Again, overwhelmingly popular, especially amongst urban populations. And then public internet, sort of getting rid of some of the stranglehold that these large ISPs and telecommunications companies have had on access to high-speed internet. As in rural areas, you'll notice it's actually higher in rural, but also in big cities. Even in LA, there are these turf wars between these companies. Should there be public internet? Again, overwhelmingly popular. Now, this is not true for every issue. If we just briefly bring up this next chart, you're gonna see some things like a 90% millionaire tax, reparations, oddly enough, rural populations or white working class populations, not a big fan of it. But even things like universal basic income, universal basic wealth in certain populations, quite popular. And this is before the case has really been made. We are just gearing up for the beginning of an ongoing multi-election push to get people interested in these policies. We're in that process right now. It's already popular. And as I said, tonight in our live coverage, you'll see a demonstration of that. So hope to see you then. Thank you so much for watching this video from The Damage Report. Please don't forget to like the video and also to subscribe to the channel so that you get notified as soon as new videos become available. To hear even more about both this topic and other issues not being covered nearly enough by the mainstream media, you're gonna wanna tune in every morning to our full hour-long show. That's at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, available on the TYT Network channel on YouTube TV.